All right, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. Thanks for tuning in to Sauce on Everything. Hold on one second here. Let me get my girl up.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Let me get a rib and wing combo. Sauce on everything? Sauce on everything, baby. $16.
Sauce on Everything, baby. So listen, I'm gonna talk about this Kendrick and Drake beef and this lawsuit right quick because I'm just tired of all the, I guess, Kendrick Lamar fans as well as just people in general. Like, oh, this is such a sucker move by Drake. He shouldn't have did this shit. He a sucker. What's up, Tony? Oh, I see you, bro. Appreciate you. You know, he a sucker and all this other stuff. You know, my biggest issue with this whole battle thing was the fact that, and I think this is the biggest issue with Drake as well, is you know the the whole pedophile thing, right? Now, let's talk about rap beef, right? Let's talk about battles, right? When coming up from the time that I was coming up back in the '90s and stuff, there was all type of rap beefs and things of that nature, and a lot of times, you know, what made a hard rap beef or a hard rap beef song was that you had factual things that may have happened with that person that only you have knowledge to, or maybe you in the world have knowledge to, whatever. But it was something that actually happened. That you spit in the bar and it's like, oh shit, that nigga really did run, or that nigga really did, do whatever he rapping about, right? So even taking it to the battle, to the Smack TVs and the URLs, like, you know, at one point in time, I would say back in my day, we would battle, and we didn't have the internet. So the only way we could battle the MC is we would have to battle the nigga that's standing in front of us. Like, it wasn't no, I know, you snitched over here, or I know that you did something, back in the day. Like, it was none of that. It was just, hey, nigga, you want to battle? Yeah, we battling right now. And you battled the nigga that was in front of you. You didn't have any any pass, or you didn't have anywhere you could go to look up a person, right? So fast forward to, let's say, Drake and Pusha T, right? So that was that was a time where Pusha T gave us some factual information that we didn't know about, right? About Drake hiding his kid, right? And that kind of killed the whole battle, right? Because it was some factual shit that really happened that niggas didn't know about, that Pusha T put out there for everybody. So everybody was like, "Ooh, he got him with that." So what I'm building, what I'm building is that facts is what usually wins battles. When you have factual things that actually happen, right? As well as, that's what you want to hear in battles. You want to hear, factual things that happen, and you don't want to hear lies and things of that nature. And I can say at one point in time during this battle, people were questioning not just the things Drake was saying, but also some of the things Kendrick was saying, right? Because I think Kendrick said something like, Drake has another kid out here that we don't know about, which turned out to be a lie. Um, what else did he lie about? He said a couple things that he lied about him being a pedophile as well. You know, so now, but everybody claims that Kendrick Lamar won the battle. But it seems like if you are giving him the win, then you're giving him the win based off of things that aren't true, based off of him just making up a lot of stuff. Which, if that's how you play the game, then that's cool. Hey, I don't knock it. That's your personal opinion. That's how you look at rap battle. But me personally, I really looked at the rap battle more so of, who's telling the truth and who's lying, right? And then, like I said, at one point in time in the battle, that's what people's main mentality was, like, who's telling the truth, who's lying, who we gonna find out who's telling the truth. And that was supposed to be the big thing, like when we find out who's telling the truth, oh shit gonna hit the fan. But then at some point in time, we got away from the truth, right? Like, we got away from who cares about the truth now, because this guy said that he likes to mess with minors. So now you've lied, because there's no case that ever came about with Drake having issues with a minor. He's never had to go to court for anything having to do or deal with a minor or him messing with a minor. So that's first and foremost. So we know Kendrick lied about that. Okay, cool. So everybody, when we talk about Kendrick lying about Drake being a PDF, people say, well, Drake lied about Kendrick Lamar and his domestic violence and stuff like that. Well, no, he didn't. Kendrick Lamar, I believe, was charged, or got in trouble or caught a domestic violence case, right? And I don't want to get into it or look into it, but just know that I believe he caught a case. I believe he was found not guilty, so he didn't do any time for it or anything like that. But there were some charges that may have been filed against him at one point in time for domestic violence. So, by Drake saying that, he, did something to his baby mama or did something to his significant other at one point in time, there's truth in that. And we can look that up. So, once again, I feel like the reason that Drake is suing is really because this man called him a PDF. And he didn't just say it on, because see, let's keep it real. You can say whatever the hell you want when you're on URL or Smack TV, or you're in the battlegrounds, or you battling somebody in a battlefield, in a battle place. Yeah, you say what the fuck you want to say, get your shit off. But you'll never hear that same freestyle on the radio. You'll never hear it blasting out the clubs. That freestyle is going to stay on a freestyle platform. That battle is going to stay on a battle platform. So, once Kendrick says something about him being a PDF, we know that is something that, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think I've ever heard any song ever on the radio that said anything about anybody messing with minors. Like, honestly. And if somebody does have one, let me know. Other than Chester the Child Molester, that song, I believe, was on the radio for a minute. But other than that song, I don't know any other song that niggas danced in the club to talking about somebody who may be a pedophile. That's something that is just it's like a lifetime scar. You know what I'm saying? That's something that can ruin your life if that is true, and you have to go to court for that, and you have to be labeled a sex offender and all that shit. Yeah, being somebody who messes with young underage kids is nothing to laugh about. And once again, if you're going to say it in a battle, then it should stay in a battle arena. It should stay in a battle format. It should stay on YouTube. It should not go worldwide. It should not be a club smash where you're talking about somebody being a pedophile. I just don't see that being what's the cool thing to do. So that's why I think, or I feel like, Drake is suing. Because, I'm not a fucking pedophile. I didn't touch any fucking kids. I didn't do anything of that nature. And then you guys are putting this all on the radio, all on everywhere, and just letting it go like it's cool when this is something that I never ever did. So, and then it's one of the worst things you could be accused of doing. Come on, man. Come on. I don't think it's, everybody talks about the bots and shit like that. I don't think that, that's part of it because we all know that these record labels and these companies use certain tools to boost streams and things of that nature. So we know that's probably part of it. But we also know that.
Dad,
what?
can I have some extra time?
You can stay up till 10 o'clock, bro. Should have made his ass go to bed. Anyways, yeah. So somebody putting out a song calling somebody a child molester, in so many words, a pedophile, and you guys letting the song just take over the airwaves, then that's wrong. That's incorrect. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You people ain't even playing R. Kelly no more, just based off of the ideology that his songs may have been about young children or young girls. Like, come on. But you'll let Kendrick Lamar song bang through the speakers, and he literally calls Drake, says he messes with minors, but there's no court case or any type of documentation stating that Drake was arrested or anything like that for messing with minors. I think that's the big takeaway from this whole ordeal, is that right there, is that, had the same song that Kendrick put out, if he put out the same exact song without the words, without the stuff about a minor and a pedophile and stuff and a minor, we would not be having this conversation right now. You're right. There's nothing that Kendrick, there would have been nothing that Drake could say if that line was not in that song. Nothing Drake could say. Drake would have just had to bow out. And I honestly feel like he probably would have, because there's nothing to fight there if he doesn't say that line. But once again, that line itself is enough to fight for. Like, is enough to be like, yo, hell no. What you mean? I'm a what? Oh, hell no, nigga, that ain't true. And what? And who putting this shit on the radio like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how he looking. Like, who's promoting this shit? Who's saying that? Oh, y'all think this shit cool? Oh, y'all think it's all right to put this shit on the radio talking about me being? Oh, hell no, hell no, hell no. So yeah, so that's my take on the Kendrick Lamar Drake. Well, not even the beef, but just the Drake lawsuit. Because like I said, I don't think that song should have been released on radio stations. Probably I would go as far as to say it shouldn't have been released on streaming services. But it definitely shouldn't have hit the airwaves. It definitely shouldn't have been playing on radio stations where they're talking about Drake messing with a minor. Like, come on, that's unacceptable. As well as, like I said, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear a song with a nigga talking about somebody else being a pedophile. First question I'm asking is, where is the nigga at? Is that nigga locked up? The nigga they talking about being a pedophile, is he in jail? Is Drake in jail right now? Because he should be in jail if he's messing with minors. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So it opens a whole nother fucking can of worms for Drake, because now you got niggas looking at Drake crazy. Drake got to, prove himself. Like, yo, I ain't fucking with no kid. What the fuck? Like, it's just too much. So that's why I feel like the lawsuit needs to go down. I can't wait to see, who comes out on top. I'm quite sure it's going to be Drake, because, like I said, man, this shit is really unheard of, and I doubt we ever see it again. Like we'll never hear another song on the radio talking about a guy or somebody messing with an underage kid. We're not gonna hear that. That's something that we don't want. We don't want to hear that shit on the radio. Like, who wants to party to that? But niggas was partying to it because, you know, I think it was just out there hate, just because of their hate for Drake. Niggas was partying to it, but I was definitely not partying to it. And I ain't gonna lie, the other song that Kendrick Lamar had, I don't remember what song it was. One of them songs, the nigga was like, I hate the way you talk. I hate the way you dress. I hate the way you, and I'm just like, yo, like, come on, man, that's a lot of fucking hate. Like, you got a lot of hate in your heart to be sitting back, waiting to rap against this nigga, and then the first thing come out your mouth is how much you hate this man. Like, I couldn't even be friends with an individual like that. Like, if I was around a nigga and he was like, yeah, man, I hate that nigga. I hate the way he look. I hate the way he dress. I hate his light skin. I hate this. I would be like, whoa. Like, bro, like, nah, bro, tone it down. You got to tone it down, bro. I don't be on that hate shit. Like, you take that hate shit over there, nigga. You got a lot of hate in your heart. I think you might need to go talk to somebody. You might need some fucking therapy or something, nigga, because that's just too much hate. That's too much hate, nigga. Too much hate. So, it is what it is. Yeah, keep your little sisters from him was devastating. You right, Tonio, for sure. Yeah, character assassination 101. Say a person did something so foul that even if it isn't true, the fallout from it is going to take you out. Keep your little sisters from him was devastating. That's my nigga Tonio. Be crook the truth. Yeah, it was. That's why I say, like, man, it was just things that he said that, and once again, at one point in time, it was about everything being true. So when he was saying things like that, it was like, I don't know if people just didn't just stop caring about the truth. Like they just stopped caring. Like, oh my God, he said something so crazy and so wild. I forgot what the truth is. I don't care about the truth. And it's just like, all right, well, now all of a sudden, Drake is considered a PDF. And then he also, from what I understand, also in the lawsuit is like harassment because they came to his house and they like shot up his house and shit like during the battle while the battle was going on. Y'all remember that? And he's saying that shit stems from this nigga calling him a PDF, which is true. Like nigga, you can't be a known PDF out here and niggas not fuck with you. That's why they got to send postcards out to about niggas in your neighborhood who are sex offenders. Because you think they gonna come to your house and let you know they live next door to you, nigga? No. They don't want motherfuckers to even know that they are what they are. Shit, them niggas don't even come outside like that, for real. Like, nigga, once they sex offenders, nigga, them niggas get low. You hear me? Like, they not out here kicking it. Like, the fuck? It's a lifetime scar, nigga, and it's bad. And once again, all you gotta do is put your name in Google and the shit gonna pop up, nigga. You a sex offender. So, that shit ain't nothing to even play about or, like I say, or even, once again, battle about. Like, if you gonna say a nigga touch kids and shit, that's like way fighting words. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you don't touch kids. Like, I don't remember too many battles where niggas talked about other niggas being pedophiles and shit like that. Because I think that's just one of those things where it's like, yo, we don't talk about that because that's something that, unless, like I say, by us being in this new age of battles where you can look up a nigga's history and shit, then yeah, nowadays, yes, you probably can be like, yo, this nigga's a pedophile because nigga, if you look online and this, that, and this, if he's really a sex offender, then of course use it in the battle, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, nothing's off limits. But if he's not a sex offender and you start saying shit like that, that's like way like, nah, nigga, like, nah, don't say that shit about me, bro. Like, take that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, nah, cut. This nigga tripping, y'all. I ain't no sex offender. The fuck is he talking about? I don't know. Don't put that shit on the battle. Cut that shit out. Nope. Don't be labeling me that shit. So yeah, man. So I think that's, all in all, You know, people talk about Kendrick Lamar and his domestic violence. Yes, the nigga has a little domestic violence case that I think he beat. That he, like I said, he was found not guilty. But I mean, you know, domestic violence ain't looked at like pedophilia is. That's another thing. Like people are like, oh well, you know, Drake said something about domestic violence. Well, yeah, domestic violence is frowned upon, but it ain't niggas ain't sending out postcards when you domestically violate a chick. All right, so niggas ain't sending out domestic violence postcards like, hey, watch out for this guy. He likes to hit on women. No, nigga, but they are sending out you know, sex offender cards. Okay, they make sure they let you know who's a fucking sex offender in your neighborhood. You won't know who's the nigga beating up his bitch in your neighborhood. My bad. The nigga beating up his chick in your neighborhood. But you will know who the sex offender is. So I just let you know which one is a little bit more, I don't know, important or a little bit more, you know, frowned upon than domestic violence. Because we know domestic violence could be some accidental shit or some, you know, you and your girl fight. You know, we know what DVs is. DVs could be all type of bullshit. But ain't no mistaken motherfucking child PDFs and fucking sexual assaults and, you know what I'm saying, and sex offenders and shit like that. No mistaking that shit, bro. Ain't no excuses for that shit. You know what I mean? So shout out my boy Antonio Brown, bro. Appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Where you at? You at work or something? I don't know, man. But like I said, I appreciate you tapping in, man. Like I said, this is just a little something. Because I just wanted to, because I seen it on Mark Lamont Hill. Shout out Mark Lamont Hill. He was talking about it today. Because I think Drake filed another lawsuit or something, or he finally filed the lawsuit today. He did something today. I don't know exactly what it was, but I know I was tapping in on Mark Lamont Hill, and I had a lot of people hitting me back. Like, I'm saying, like, yeah, he shouldn't have called the nigga a PDF. People like, oh, well, he shouldn't have said nothing about domestic violence and this, that, and this. And it's like, you know, either we gonna champion the truth or we gonna say that the truth don't matter. But it's got to be one. It can't be the truth do matter when we want it to matter, but now it don't matter because we don't want it to matter. Like, no, nigga, the truth is the truth. And if we gonna champion the truth and say that niggas win battles based off of the truth and based off of real shit that they say, then Drake won that battle. Kendrick didn't because he made up some shit. So that's my opinion. But appreciate the love, man. Thanks for tuning in. You already know, baby.